Hello and good afternoon. You are back live with the crew, and I want to thank you all for the kind words and incredible messages and well wishing and all the above. It's an honor to serve in some way or another, I guess, I suppose. Somebody just sent me something recently, just minutes ago. They texted something very kind about myself and a man by the name of Zach Rector, which I'm sure many of you know who that is, and compared the two of us as two of their favorite type of people, or kind, simple words were placed upon myself and Zach. I'm honored to say that actually to be compared in any arena with that young man is a brilliant. he's a he's the future of this world, and people like him. And I, despite whatever your political likes, dislikes of another human being, or maybe, or whatever, I don't really care what you think. I met the man, I know him personally, and I know what an incredible man he is, an incredible father, and a lovely wife he has. So to be compared with any individual like that is flattering, and it tells me that we have incredible people watching our shows, because they're not just talking about the differences between the two channels or other channels. They're talking about what they like about certain things that channels say. So key. It's so important, guys. All right. Today I'm going to talk about, there's a big picture being formed here, and I discussed this on my Thursday night show just last night, 2 nights ago, whatever it was. And I'm putting the puzzle together and the players in the macro picture from 40,000 feet and looking down upon everything that's happening. And a few of the questions I got were brilliant questions, by the way, and thank you all for those. And one of the questions I got was, well, Allan, how's that going to work with universal basic income? How are we going to make a living if all AI and the bots are going to take over, and we're going to a crypto universe and all the rest of it? First of all, I really want to touch on something here. Technology is your friend. And if you don't believe that, if you believe that technological advancements going forward of mankind are the problem and the enemy, well, I have to say that you're in for a rocky world, because there's no going back. We're not going back to the covered wagon. We are going forward. In technology, you have to find a positive in everything. And if you can in life, you're going to have a positive life. You are what you believe, you are what you think, and you become what you read, and you become the knowledge of what you obtain. So if you're obtaining knowledge about a technical item that is negative about that technical item, you're going to feel and have that emotion and become that thing that is that problem that's been described about the technicality and the future of that use case. Try and find the opposite if you can possibly do that. I want to talk now about some of the people that have been picked. I believe his name is David Sachs for the crypto czar. Brilliant, awesome, love the choice. There are so many great choices that have been made over the last few weeks that I can't talk about them all individually, but I will tell you the team and the staff that he's putting together is like nothing I've ever seen before. I've never seen a president come in and make these wholesale changes with brilliant minds seeing forward, in particular seeing the future of crypto in its millions of different facets. My dog is definitely going to knock this camera over, and it's not even maybe. Come on, Jess. Come on down here. Come on. His tail was literally bouncing off the side of the camera while he was sitting on top of the table that the camera's mounted on. So when we look at this group of people, that technological advancement is going to bring economic value that you can't write. We all evaluate our worlds from the previous 5. We can't, it's very hard for us to understand exponential growth and exponential, unbelievable technology that's going to help us all. So, getting back to the UBI, that question is a great question, but you're going to get paid for your attention span. And I've gone over this many times, but I just touch on it real quickly. Your attention span is important. You watch this video, you watch the commercial, somebody pays for the commercial, YouTube gets paid, I get paid, I don't get paid much. And one day it's going to be you get 1/3, YouTube gets 1/3, and I get 1/3. And you're going to get paid to watch these. It should be already happening now. There are many platforms that do that, but that is decentralization by definition. That's where we're going. So let's apply that to everything. So I'm going to start with the basics and work my way to the top. How about that? So I want to talk about mining, the mining of cryptocurrencies. I know everybody just thinks, oh, that's just a Bitcoin thing. No, it's a Bitcoin Cash thing. It's a Ravencoin thing. It's a Litecoin thing. It's a Digibyte thing. And all of those coins have proof of work in common. And I know many people despise proof of work and they don't understand it and it doesn't make any sense to me. What if I told you the future of what this current government or the government they're putting together is actually the mining of coins? In other words, let's say you're on Twitter and I don't know, the guy who owns Twitter happens to like a certain dog coin, and you can mine the more clicks you get or the more posts you make or the more things you make, the more Dogecoin you get, and the more you get to mine Doge and the rest of it and all the rest down the line. All of that is done through your participation. You'll get compensated for it. You watch the commercial, you'll get compensated for it. All of this is such a streamlined ability to market the proper people. In other words, if it's a YouTube channel about cutting, I don't know, wood products or wood projects, wood tools will be the commercials that you'll sit through because you'll be interested in those. It's streamlining the human experience element of our life existence. Okay, if you're into hiking, it's going to be backpacks and boots and I don't know, hats and glasses. That's what will be marketed to you. No more of this trying to generalize, just trying to market to everybody who's got a television. No, it'll be more streamlined, and you'll want to see the new innovations in the things and interests that you have in life. That's just one element. Is that going to make up for UBI originally? No, it's not. But that leads me to where I'm talking about with this entire mining thing. It's not just the mining of proof of work, but proof of work is going to be very big because they're coming into their own, and I mean this new government, and they're coming in and they're saying the most important thing is cheap electricity. He said it at the speech in Nashville. He said, we're going to turn power into Bitcoin. We're going to make electricity cheap. And we're going to be the number one producer. I don't care if you don't like Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. I just talked about 5 other coins that are also mining in that sense. In fact, I think I talked about a month ago that I believe it was, I can't remember the company, but there's numerous companies that have found that if you mine a coin, in other words, Bitcoin, you get somewhere around 60 cents a kilowatt hour. Well, to sell you electricity, they only get 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Well, it's really important that they sell us electricity at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. But if they're making 5 times the money when we don't need the electricity and they can produce the same amount of electricity all night long, they become more profitable. Well, if you can integrate that into your social network, and I'm not talking about socialization here, I'm talking about being able to bring that to the people in their own mining skills and their communities and their neighborhoods and their cities and their states, you're going to make things cheaper, not just electricity. For instance, if you had let's say you had a tax on whatever it might have been, electricity maybe, okay? You have a power tax, or you have a state income tax. That can be supplemented by the mining of these coins. Well, Okay, why would we do that, Alan? Well, you would need a, I don't know, a Mississippi coin. Okay, so you would mine those to pay your taxes with them. Or your state can mine these at a very profitable rate. In particular, if your federal government gets involved and gives them incentives like they do who everybody buys a Tesla, everybody buys solar, they got incentives to do so. You and I could be incentivized to say, I'll run that app, I'll run that application, I'll run Theta on my computer, I'll run a little mining program, a little bot on the side 24/7. More things I watch, the more the bot runs, the more my computer's on, the more the bot runs. That bot strengthens and solidifies the market because it's running tiny validator nodes. These tiny nodes are going to be running on your laptop, your phone, your television, all of it, all to strengthen said network of state of Mississippi. It's just an example. So now you're starting to get the picture. Now you're saying, well, we can make everything in life cheaper, right? We don't just have to, he's not just going to, oh, we're not going to cut taxes or we're not going to raise taxes. He can start cutting taxes by the mineability, in particular in the United States, and I would even say Canada because of the oil involved, also natural gas. This country has 200 years of reserves of natural gas that they know about, that they're not even looking for. They look for oil and find natural gas everywhere. They are going to turn that into electricity because, like I just told you, they make 5 times the money on it. If you're making now 5 times the money, you're going to tell power companies, or you could even statewide, federally, subsidize mining corporations and say, we'll buy that electricity from you and mine it ourselves if you're not willing to participate. Gary Cardone does great work on the future of electricity production, and he has a great background in oil and whatnot, being an oil trader and gas trader for many years. You should look his channel up. It's great stuff. So when we look at that technology and where all of that technology is headed, we look at, it's not just proof of work now. Now it's you doing the mining. So now you're mining on your Theta network or other networks that's paying you. Remember, there was, what was it, Odyssey, and there was many other sites that got shut down by the previous regime. Yeah, let's not even get into that, but that guy just shut everything down. And I really hope that the new SEC director is not the false flag. I'm going to call that guy what he was. He came in to be the savior of crypto. Oh, I'm Mr. MIT. I understand it. No, if it's not an ICO coin, then it's not a security. All that stuff that he sold us in the beginning, and when he became the director, we're all happy about it in the beginning. I even did videos thinking, wow, we finally got a crypto guy. And then he, proceeded to be the exact 180 of exactly what he told us he was going to do in the beginning. So hopefully the new SEC director is not going to be that. More false flags is not necessary. So now let's get into how does that work with a stable coin? Well, glad you asked. It's about time you got around to asking that question. If your county, your city, your state, your nation, or your bank, or all the banks have their own stable coin, like RL at USD is coming out, and they're going to be doing theirs, this is yet another way for the state system to generate capital. Let's remember, the more capital they generate, the more use case there is for these cryptos, which means more demand for the people to actually own the crypto and be on these networks. And the more they want to use a stable coin, the people of the world will use that same stable coin. It strengthens your dollar in this case. And it strengthens your economy in the sense that there's people not only using your stable coin, there's people mining your coin, there's people on their laptops using it, generating use case network where the utility of finally got around to saying that XRP is necessary because the transaction of all the coins and tokens in which they've generated, going from I don't know, Indonesia to America and back and forth, that runs on XRP. It's not just that you're going to save these coins to stake them. You don't stake XRP, as we know, but there's people who are asking me when they're wanting to know about trust, which coin do I get, Alan? Which one do I stake? Which is a better AMM coin? Which is the one that I really want to use? Well, because of ODL, XRP is incredibly good at AMM. It's not good, obviously, at staking. It's not as good as Theta, as Theta is really known for watching technology and you getting compensated for that technology or that use attention span that I spoke of in the beginning. They all have different attributes. So now we've gone over XRP is more of an AMM trade or DeFi. So you're going to want to keep a bunch of those. You're going to probably want something like Cardano. That's a basic 8 to 10% a year, right at current numbers with the crazy regime we just got out of and the way they hated on crypto. I'm going to say that could even jump into 10 to 12% annual returns just staking a coin like Cardano or Ethereum if you're into that, but it takes quite a bit of Ethereum. And then there's going to be all of the stable coins in which you just going in and out of those stable coins, let's say your municipality or your state or your nation or your bank that you bank with, use those stable coins, you are probably, I'm just guessing, going to be compensated given interest rates, okay, for your coins, stable coins being in your account on your bank ledger. That's the whole gauntlet of all the different use cases. So it was a brilliant question that was asked by every call I've been on in the last 2 months. Hey, how many coins should I hold aside and which coins should I hold in my trust going forward? It's all to be played for yet. We don't know that yet. I'm sorry, I wish I had a crystal ball to tell you. But I am telling you, there are going to be multitudes, okay? Because finally, in my opinion, we have a government that sees the future of crypto, its use case, its way it can help all mankind, more than just you buy the coin and coin go up in value, then you sell coin. No, they're going beyond that. They are going to tap the resources of this country, whether you like that or not. That's about what's about to happen here. And they're going to produce coins with it. And they're going to get in the coins arms race with all the other nations, as I spoke about in the last few videos. I hope you saw those. With that, I don't want to go too long, and I don't want to be too technical with all this, but I just hope you get that big picture. As soon as I know which coins you should hold in your trust, you'll hear it here first. It's going to be a multitude of different things, like I talked about it in this whole show. I really, really hope that you guys got something from this video because, again, we're all in this together. We're all doing a great job of hanging on to what we own. And there's people coming and they're looking up to you now. And they're going to look up to you the way some of you look up to channels better than this one. And they're going to look to you and they're going to say, wow, well, what would you do? And how would you do it? And well, I don't know what I should think or where I should go. Or is it too late to invest? Should I get into this? What is an AMM? What are all of that stuff? Is stuff that is coming to every neighbor you know. That's how sure I am of where we're going with this entire cryptosphere. It's so massive. And every road leads to it. Every road. Government, industry, institutions. Every universe in the U.S. states now are buying Bitcoin. Universities, endowments are buying crypto all over. When the ETFs start hitting the XRP and XLM, and they start hitting Ethereum, and they start hitting Solana, and all of these are going to be put into piles or groups of investments. And you're just going to, it's which one do I buy? Which investment do I hold? Why would I hold it? Where do you hold it? It's going to be so important going forward. You're not going to want everything on a ledger, and you're not going to want everything on Caleb and Brown. However, Caleb and Brown's a pretty good spot. You're also not going to want everything in your iTrust Capital, because many of you have to wait a long time to turn 59 and a half. You don't want that. You want to have access to this. And you want to make sure, because iTrust Capital does not reward you, to my knowledge, with all the coins anyway, they don't reward you all those staking abilities and the rest of it that you and I are going to need and want in the future. All right, guys, I hope you guys got something from this video. Again, I want to say, have a great weekend. I know you're going to be watching this either Friday night or Saturday morning. I want you all to have a great weekend. Stay warm out there. I hear it got pretty cold across the U.S. anyway. And please enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the people around you, because not just prosperity is coming our way. I really believe peace on earth is coming our way. And I know I might be the Lone Ranger in that, but I believe it to be true. Okay, so with that, I will bid you all a great weekend, and I love you all. Please like and subscribe if you got anything from this content. And with that, I am out.